Hey there guys, N107 coming at you with another video of Cyberpunk 2077. I've been playing over about 8 hours now, and I think I have the 10 things you need to know before you play the game or if you're currently playing the game. So these are just little things that I noticed that most people are not talking about, because I went over on Reddit and then social media and just looked over YouTube. And so these are just small things that I think are still important that they should be talked about. So let's, without further ado, talk about it. So first thing is, CD Projekt has announced that they're going to release the Series X and Series S optimized version of the game later in 2021. We don't know yet. They haven't given an approximate date or anything. I'm expecting it at least in spring to the latest, probably towards the end of winter, which that would be, you know, February-ish or around March, April-ish, around there. But hopefully we'll see it sooner rather than later, because right now, little bubble on top as to why for more specifics on my actual performance test on the game. The game, in which I'll mention as we go on the video, but the game right now, I think it's a great game so far, but performance-wise on the consoles, I'm hearing bad things, and this is why. Point number 2, on the Xbox One X, it is actually struggling to go anything above 30. Actually, it even drops below 30 is what I've been noticing. I do have a VRR, variable refresh rate, enabled LG's OLED C9 TV. There's other ones too out there that have this technology, but the thing is with that, it helps it so I don't notice it. It's not as often as predominant, so it won't really affect my gameplay experience. But I did turn it off and I noticed it. It drops below 30 here and there, and especially during combat scenarios and when you're driving and it gets a little hectic with fighting or running away from a battle. So definitely on the Xbox One X, be warned, you're looking at 1440p, not 4K by itself, and maybe even lower than 1440p. I can't really attest to that, but at least 1440p and 25 to 30 FPS is what I'm thinking. With VRR though, it definitely smooths it out. I believe it's acceptable levels of performance on the Xbox One X, but I've heard bad things on the Xbox One S and the base PlayStation. PlayStation 4 Pro seems to be on the same level as the Xbox One X, but just be warned, if you're in an older console than the Pro or X versions, you're definitely gonna have a subpar experience. And on Reddit, at least the field is, it is broken to the point that they wish they didn't have it on that version, or to the point that it's like, it's acceptable, I'll play it, whatever. There is this thing on Reddit that has been going on that actually opened my eyes, and I do remember seeing about something. If you can please confirm it in the comment section below, because I honestly don't have the legal background to be able to back this up, but it seems that when you initiate pre-orders for a video game, you have to release within that period, that year, calendar year. And so Cyberpunk, when they announced the release date of 2020 at the beginning of 2020, or about halfway through it, they were legally bound before the end of the year to release the game. If they didn't release the game, they were going to have to cancel pre-orders. And canceling pre-orders is a big no-no in the world today. Like, let's be honest, CD Projekt, I do agree with Devin Nash on YouTube. He has brought up the point that this game was created to be created. This game exists because out of love for creating a video game like this. I agree with him. But let's be honest, the world runs by money, and so I can't really blame CD Projekt there. Also would invite people that are on the base consoles, hold off, maybe don't buy the game, and if you do, please be aware that you might be disappointed. So anyway, you can hold off. You know, just because it got released doesn't mean you have to jump in straight ahead. To move on to another point, before I do so, I highly recommend inviting you to check out my playlist up on top with a little bubble. That one's my playlist where I collect all the games on the Series X that I've been able to compare against the Xbox One X, optimized or not optimized, which the Series X, Series S optimized badge logo thingy, I have a video on top too, on a bubble for that, as to what it truly means, you know, if some games are better than others at implementing optimized for Series X. But anyway, guys, if you want a game, let me know in the comment section below or under N107 on social medias, and I'll let you know. And then subscribe with a bell and a like along the way so you get notified whenever I release those videos that you request. The Series X does have a performance and quality mode. The quality mode is practically the Xbox One X presets, 1440p, 30 FPS. Difference is, it pretty much sticks at a lock, 30. And then if you go to a performance mode, you drop to what it seems to be 1080p. We're still playing around with it until Digital Foundry gets the testing done, but yeah, it looks to be 1080p, 60 FPS. And in my opinion, I have tried it without VRR turned on, and maybe I see occasional dips here and there, but I can't really tell. I haven't played much beyond an hour with it, so I can't be too firm on that with you. Another point, which is sort of 2 points, but I'll just mention them in this one section. You cannot change your hairstyle. So the game does not allow you to change your hairstyle. What you have is what you kid. No beard growing like Geralt in The Witcher 3, and you cannot change your body afterwards. So if your pee-wee is not big enough, sorry dude. And if your tatas are not rounded enough, sorry sister, it just doesn't work. So you're just gonna have to stick it out. I'm pretty sure, I think it's a guarantee that they're going to release an editor for later down the game, you know, with the DLC come next year. So if you really, really need to change your stuff once you started with it, your only option is do another character up until they release that DLC that they've talked about, which I'm pretty sure guarantee it's gonna come in there. And remember to hit the bell so you get notified whenever that comes out, because I'll be definitely making a video for you. An interesting thing I did find on Reddit was that someone noticed, and this is a man of culture. He noticed, or she, or whoever it was, noticed that the breast clothing does not match. The breast size in the game and the clothing, if you select big tatas, it won't actually match when you put a piece of clothing. It actually reverts back to the default size. And I tried it actually with my male character. He's got a big chunk of an eggplant, like killer eggplant size, headache levels, and then I have this other dude that his is a little less blessed, yet nonetheless effective. And I pretty much noticed not much of a change, honestly. I did try the same clothing, I didn't see anything, so maybe same thing, doesn't really affect, which I guess, I mean, it sounds stupid, but I want it to affect the clothing, you know what I'm saying? Are you with us or against us? Let me know. Next point, and we're reaching the end of this video, and I appreciate you sticking along this far, but the game, the last points I want to give you is the game will actually autosave often and often. Like, honestly, it's so often that it's a little, I don't know, kind of misleading. There's so many quick saves that you're like, okay, which one autosave do I do, you know? Lose track of them. It's actually quite forgiving. I personally would still recommend even on the Series X, every hour I do a manual save. On the older consoles, even especially the ones lower than the One X and the PS4 Pro, I recommend you guys save the game, I don't know, as often as you can possibly do it, because I've just heard so many complaints about it on Reddit, but you know that it does crash quite often, at least once every hour or every other hour, so it just depends, you know, and yes, the quick save is usually reliable, but I would rather be safe than sorry. To finish off, last tip I would give you guys is if you're having troubles with crashing, delete the game and then start from scratch. Like reinstall the game and then see if that fixes it. At least on my One X, it was crashing every 10 minutes. I deleted it and reinstall it, and now it would crash every once an hour and a half or every 2 hours, something like that, which honestly, I've only been able to play so far in it, so I can't test it with more complex save files, you know, kind of like Skyrim back in the PlayStation days. Rest in peace for those folks who lost their save files on the PS4. But anyway, guys, besides that, I invite you to lower your expectations as to if you really thought you were gonna get like literally drips of orange juice out of a rock. Your expectations are in the wrong place. Cyberpunk, in my opinion, is sort of the culmination of the best aspects of RPGs put into one. CD Projekt, my analogy, and if you're an Apple hater, well, sorry, that's what I got for you. Apple typically doesn't invent things. Apple typically, as a tech company, grabs what's out there and then they make one of the best versions, if not the best version of that product. And so I think CD Projekt's sort of the same thing when it comes to their products. They see what's out there, maybe add some new things and whatnot, but for the most part, they grab what's out there and just make the best version of that thing, you know? And so that's my opinion on Cyberpunk. That's why so far I'm not saying a review yet. I'll save that for later because I want to truly enjoy the game and, you know, digest it and whatnot, and try to give the game a chance. You know, it's ambitious and whatnot, and the world's not perfect. But anyway, those are my thoughts. If you like some free Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, don't forget to check out my guide on top. And yeah, if you need help with Microsoft Rewards, let me know. Plus, at 3,000 subscribers, I'm gonna start every 500. I'm gonna start giving away free Xbox Game Pass Ultimate to lucky winners. We'll, you know, talk about that as days go by, but stick around with the sub and the bell so you get notified whenever I release the rules for that and how I'm gonna do it. But I'll be thorough with you guys and honest. Anyway, till next time, I'm in World 7. Appreciate your support, and let's keep enjoying video games. Till next time. Yeah, I'll keep it there. Bye.